going on? So the racist music industry called for a blackout after George Floyd's death. And I'm like, huh? The racist music industry that's in bed with the prisons and industry that tries to sell rappers as prisoners, tries to market a lowest form of African American details to what they sell. You can't buy a rapper's CD without a sticker when they were selling them and explicit content, and they actually talking about a blackout. This is bizarre. The same music industry that fights tooth and nail to giving back the masters to black artists after a certain time, that allowed sampling and looping to disrespect, and some of the artists didn't get their proper pay because James Brown got a dime for every time he got sampled. He been almost as rich as Bill Gates. I kid you not. You look at the enterprise, how they did from Little Richard. You look at how they've done black artists through history, how they divide the charts up. Like you can go to a record store and there was the black gospel section. I kid you not. How hip hop and R&B got lumped together when they didn't ask to be. You know how they made you crossover if you were black, like it was the end thing. How they've done tax write off for black artists. How there are black artists on the same label as their white counterparts, and they don't get half their same attention. So how can the music industry, one of the most racist known industries in the whole world, especially in this country, dare part their list to let's talk about George Floyd when they've discriminated openly, knowingly, for centuries, for years on end? How they've been cutthroat against black artists, how they have manipulated these racist award shows. Now they're selling you on streams of dreams, which have really nothing to do with artistry, sale, or anything, because it's fake. You know, if you ain't going to and going to the record store to physically buy a record, streaming, they manipulate it. They manipulate it for black artistry, what they do. They want the white artist thing. They have already blacked out when they said Pat Boone to Eminem. Okay? That's a blackout because they whited out the blackness. Let's get a white counterpart. They've done it with everything. Timberlake. Yeah, I'm calling them out on it. They have made it a point to whitewash the music as it is. So how can they be about justice when they've been against us? How can the music industry be for justice when they've been against us? Look it up. Do the history. In the 60s, for instance, black artists couldn't even hardly appear on their covers. They had put white faces to sell our records. We're talking about 50 years ago plus. So you tell me, how can they be about justice when they've been against us? This industry's been racist. It's been manipulated. It's been ran like a mob scene. I would challenge the music industry that don't need you. Thanks, but no thanks. They killed off Michael Jackson. They killed off everybody that's been a movement. Michael Jackson, Tupac Shakur, Jimi Hendrix. And I can go on. That's what they do. James Brown spoke out against us. What they do. It ain't what you think. So how can they be about justice when they've been against us? They don't take care of their artists. R&B artists, a lot of people don't have a foundation to take care for medical expenses, etc. You know, they have been they have done what they wanted to do. You ask about your masters, they'll try to break you off. Publishing, same thing. They want you to work and pimp your work, but they don't want to pay you properly. They want to control the narrative at all costs. So I'm going to say it again. The music industry ain't about justice when they've been against us. Give me your thoughts and your takes about the music industry wanting a blackout for George Floyd's death. Hit that like, subscribe, and the bell rings. New video. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for one another. And you can't trust these sharks because they never been about us. It's been another way to conquer and divide. Remember what they did to Michael Jackson. They don't care about us. When he said kick me, kike me, and had the Jewish aspect, they cut him out. But if you say the N-word, they don't have no problem with you saying it all day and calling black people out their names. That's the blackout that's been the whiteout. Watch them.